G'day Darkrealmers, it's horror author and illustrator Michael J. Elliott here with you again today. And today I've got another great book review for you, okay? So we'll get started on that right now. Yeah! Well, Darkrealmers, Stewart Bint is an author of exceptional quality. I've enjoyed all his works, and his latest one, To Rise Again, is no exception. And it's a lovely book because it combines two different time frames and we're getting two different stories. First off, it's set in the island of Jersey, which is a Channel Island, which is a British island. And we have the time frame 1983, and our protagonist in the story is young David Simeon, who keeps having visions of this old abandoned mansion that was used by the Nazis during World War II, during the Channel occupation. And he sees it in its heyday, in its glory, with all its furnishings. He sees Nazi officers running around. Why is he seeing this? Okay, that's the first mystery you have to deal with this novel, okay? He's never been inside. He wasn't even born when the Nazis were there during World War II. And thrown into this, Stewart cleverly hints that maybe some of the island's residents know a little bit more than they're letting on, okay? That's great for a start. But then he also gives us the second storyline, which is set during the Nazi occupation during World War II. And there's something happening. There is some sort of research the Nazis are doing during this time frame. And is it a weapon? Is it, something to do with the supernatural maybe? Okay, because we know that from historical records that the Nazis were sort of like investigating all that sort of thing. So that's brilliant. You're constantly wondering what these Nazis are up to. And into the mix we have some Secret Service agents who are determined to get into this mansion to find and make contact with one of their own agents who's pretending to work for the Nazis, but they haven't heard from her. So there's this great mystery. First we've got David. Why is he having these visions, okay? And then the Nazis, what are they up to, okay? Great read. And what's lovely about this book, Stewart cleverly hits you with a little bit of horror. There's one scene in the book where David and the owner of the mansion sort of investigating it and trying to work out why David's having these visions. What's tripping him? And they suddenly come across this old woman coming out of the water, like 100. She's like 100 years, like an old hag. And straight away you're thinking, wow, what is this? How does this tie in with what's happened during the occupation? Does it have anything to do with David? Is she here for David? All these questions. It's great. I was thoroughly engaged with this novel, Darkrealmers, because I was laying my bets on, sort of who this old woman was. Okay, yeah, I know who she is. No, Stewart proved me wrong. And just when you think the novel has wrapped up and the mystery's been solved, no. Stewart hits you with another, almost like, it's not an add-on, but it's like, okay, calm before the storm? You think everything's nice and it's all going to be rosy again? No. Okay, because there's something even more sinister happening right towards the end of the novel. Look, this is a great read, Darkrealmers, if you like mystery, if you like a bit of historical fiction too, because Stewart has based a lot of this on the actual Nazi occupation of the Channel Islands during World War II. So there's that fascinating insight for those of us who weren't around during then and can only hear stories from our parents about what it's like. But it cleverly touches on issues such as reincarnation. He uses, which was in 1983, still sort of like shunned and not looked upon, hypnosis, all these sort of things. And he's a very good writer in terms of Stewart describes the scene so you're there, you can see it, you can picture it, you can sense it, but he doesn't go on about it, okay? It's right, this is where we are, now into the action, and that's great, okay? Now, I've provided a link downstairs in the comments section for you to check out Stewart at his website and places where you can pick up this book, okay? It's available in ebook and paperback, and it's a really great read, okay? And it's also, if you haven't read any of Stewart's other books, which include In Shadows Waiting, which is a suburban supernatural, just will chill you, Time Shaft, which is a rollicking sci-fi time travel story, and The Jigsaw in the Fan, which is just a wonderful, whimsical, you know, sort of ironic story about class and distinction and things like that in England. You'll find that this is a great introduction to Stewart's writing, okay? So there you go, Darkrealmers. That's my review of To Rise Again, a thoroughly enjoyable book, okay, and one I can highly recommend. So that's it for me for this review, Darkrealmers. Thank you so much for joining us, okay? And if you've read the book, please let me know in the comments below. Are you a Stewart Bint fan like me? I'd be interested to know too. And what other books of Stewart's, or what's your favourite Stewart Bint book, okay? I'd be really interesting to know. So that's it from me, Darkrealmers. Like I said, Michael J. Elliott. And as I always say at the end of my videos, stay in the light, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.